Good day to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We've been reading in the book of Deuteronomy. Now, last time we read Deuteronomy chapter 25. It had things about various different laws. And this time, we're going to be looking at Deuteronomy chapter 26, and this is going to be more about some offerings and first fruits. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 26. I am reading in the Amplified Bible. Then it shall be, when you enter the land which the Lord your God gives you as an inheritance, and you take possession of it and live in it, that you shall take some of the first of all the produce of the ground which you harvest from the land that the Lord your God gives you, and you shall put it in a basket and go to the place where the Lord your God chooses to establish his name, presence. You shall go to the priest who is in office at that time, and say to him, I declare this day to the Lord my God that I have entered the land which the Lord swore to our fathers to give us. Then the priest will take the basket from you and place it before the altar of the Lord your God. And you shall say before the Lord your God, My father Jacob was a wandering Aramean, and he, along with his family, went down to Egypt and lived there as strangers, few in number. But while there, he became a great, mighty, and populous nation. And the Egyptians treated us badly and oppressed us, and imposed hard labor on us. Then we cried out to the Lord, the God of our fathers, for help, and he heard our voice and saw our suffering and our labor and our cruel oppression. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand, and with an outstretched arm, and with great terror suffered by the Egyptians, and with signs and with wonders. And he has brought us to this place, and has given us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now look, I have brought the first of the produce of the ground which you, O Lord, have given me, and you shall place it before the Lord your God, and shall worship before the Lord your God, and you and the Levite and the stranger, resident, alien, foreigner among you, shall rejoice in all the good which the Lord your God has given you and your household. So see, the purpose of the offering, when you get right down to it, down to the end, it's to be a rejoicing, a thankful rejoicing for all that the Lord has done for us, for all that God has given us and done for us. That's the purpose of our offerings to him. When you have finished paying all the tithe of your produce the third year, which is the year of tithing, then you shall give it to the Levite, to the stranger, to the orphan, and to the widow, so that they may eat within the gates of your cities and be satisfied. You shall say before the Lord your God, I have removed the sacred portion, the tithe, from my house, and also have given it to the Levite, to the stranger, to the orphan, and to the widow, in accordance with all that you have commanded me. I have not transgressed or forgotten any of your commandments. I have not eaten from the tithe while mourning, nor have I removed any of it when I was ceremonially unclean, making the tithe ceremonially unclean. That would be the problem with that. Nor offered any of it to the dead. I have listened to the voice of the Lord my God. I have done everything in accordance with all that you have commanded me. Look down from your holy dwelling above, from heaven, and bless your people Israel, and the land which you have given us, as you have sworn to our fathers, a land of plenty, flowing with milk and honey. So notice here that part of the tithe here is being given to the stranger, the orphan, and the widow. It's being shared with the Levite, yes, of course it is. But just notice that again, God cares about the stranger, the orphan, the widow, the needy people in our country, in our society, and we should care for them as well. This day the Lord your God commands you to do these statutes and judgments, precepts. Therefore you shall be careful to do them with all your heart and with all your soul, your entire being, Today you have openly declared the Lord to be your God, and that you will walk, that is, live each and every day in His ways and keep His statutes, His commandments, and His judgments, precepts, and listen to His voice. Today the Lord has declared that you are His people, His treasured possession, just as He promised you, and that you are to keep all His commandments, and that He will set you high above all the nations which He has made, for praise, fame, and honor, that you shall be a holy people, set apart and consecrated to the Lord your God, as He has spoken. So I want us to notice this last little bit, verses 16 through 19, that you can apply that to us today as Christians, because we've all been grafted in. We're all a part of God's kingdom and a part of God's family, along with the original Israelites and Jews that have been a part of God's family even back in this day. We all belong to this same family of God. And as some people have said recently, in that sense, we're grafted in and we're a part of Israel in that sense, because it's a spiritual thing where we're grafted in. We're heirs of Abraham and on down the line. So it makes good sense, right? So when we read something like this in the Old Testament, now we need to, kind of roll forward to the New Testament, but apply the idea to our New Testament life, to our Christianity, where we need to listen to the Lord's commandments and His judgments, and listen to His voice and pay attention to what He teaches and what He shows us throughout the New Testament, whether it's in the Gospels and Jesus is speaking and telling us these things, or if it's in the epistles or in Acts and we're seeing examples and more of a explanation in most of the epistles. They're trying to explain things, and we want to make sure that we pay attention and listen to His voice. So this has been Deuteronomy chapter 26. I want to thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. May God bless you and keep you safe. And remember, God loves you.